Okay, so today we're gonna see if we can get the oil cleaned out of my powder coat system. This is the Gema Optiflex 2 box fed unit. For my filter, I had this Ingersoll Rand separator. It did pretty good for a long time, and then this bowl right here, it somehow filled up instead of this one, and this is the lubrication side, and it sent water and oil through all my compressor lines, and they ended up in my unit as well. And you can see it's causing craters and dimples in all my finish work. This wasn't a prep piece, but it does it even on prep pieces. It does those little fish eyes like that, and it's coming up in everything. So I talked to the people that I got my Gema from, and they said to take this plate off right here, and inside here you can get behind these ports, and they said to clean them out with Dawn dish soap and some water and like a bottle brush. So I'm gonna work on getting this removed and get those ports out so we can try to get the oil removed. And I'm gonna take off all these lines too and take the connections off, and probably gonna soak those in some Dawn dish soap and water in a tub and see if we can get some clean air flowing back through it so I can get back to powder coating. So when I received this unit, it came completely together. It was already an assembled unit. I bought it brand new, and I wasn't the one that put it together. So I went ahead and labeled each one of these off the port. I labeled it on the actual plate, on the port, and then on the air hose. That way, in case I get confused putting it back together, I should be able to figure it out. But we're gonna start by trying to remove this back plate to get access. I'm kind of going in this blind. This is just what the guy told me to do. Okay, so once we get that off, we get access to the motors that the ports are connected to. The reason I'm doing this, trying to do this myself, is because when I contacted them, they suggested this, and they said if I were to bring it to them to change out these 4 motors back here, would run me about $1,000. So it's definitely worth trying to do first, just to see if that might fix the problem. So I'm gonna work on trying to get these out, and I'll see if I can get them cleaned. Okay, so here's the motors and all the air lines that attach to them and the manifold. We're gonna try to take all this apart and see if we can clean out everything that's behind it. They look pretty clean, but we're gonna take a bottle brush to them and see with some Dawn soap and see if that fixes anything that we might have. So I'm gonna label on the actual manifold to go with these numbers that I already put on there. That way going back together will be a lot easier. So I'm sure you're not gonna be able to see this on camera, but after taking the little filter regulator that comes on it off of the unit, down in here you can actually see some oil. Looks like you can see it on the camera. So I imagine that's what's actually getting through the unit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and replace this with an aftermarket one, and hopefully I'll be able to get something that looks just as good as this. But that's gonna be my plan with this, is to replace this, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to clean that out. And then if I do, I don't know that I would trust it, since it already let that through once. So we're gonna get that changed out. We're gonna get all the hoses possible on the gun cleaned out. These motors we're gonna get cleaned out. The powder hose we're gonna get cleaned out. Just everything we possibly can. That way, just to eliminate all possibilities of getting oil into the new coatings after we get through this and get it put back together, because I don't want to have to do this again anytime soon, at least. So we'll get started on cleaning these and getting it put back together. So I've taken every fitting and hose out that I could. Anything that air travels through, I soaked them in Dawn dish soap and water, some warm water. It doesn't have to be, but it helps a little bit. So I soaked them in that. I took a pipe cleaner and I scrubbed inside the fittings as much as I could on the outside, and then I blew them all off with dry, clean, compressed air. And I'm gonna set them up like this and let them dry overnight. And I also took a pipe cleaner, dipped it in that water and dish soap, and I scrubbed out these ports on these motors. Hopefully that's enough. And then, like I said, I'm gonna change out that regulator and filter to a new one, and that should take care of all of my oil and fisheye problems. Okay, so now I got the Gema all put back together, and I got some parts freshly cleaned off and blasted. We're gonna try coating these and see if all the oil is out. And if so, we'll continue doing some more parts and hopefully get some more videos up as well. So these long pieces are the pieces that y'all saw me spray, and I put them in the oven and let them flow out for a little bit, and I inspected them, and there was no fish eyes, so I went ahead and did a whole run and sprayed all these other parts. This is actually for a sidecar company that I do some powder coat for, and everything turned out really good. There's no oil contamination in any of these pieces, so hopefully the gun continues to perform good. If this was a helpful video for you, like, comment, subscribe. Give me some more ideas on things I can post, and we can get some more content going. Thanks for watching.